Show me your man pride. Everybody. Okay. Expository. Okay. Means to explain. So, are we going to tell a story? What? What?
No.
No. We're going to explain what your favorite food is and why it's your favorite. It might not be the most exciting thing in the world. Make it. Use what? How do you make your writing better? Oh, Donovan. What do you need for your details? Rachel. Okay. If you're going to put details in about your favorite food, what do you need for your details?
Support.
Support. Absolutely, support. You're explaining. Let's say my favorite food, hamburgers. So if I'm writing about hamburgers, I'm going to tell you that hamburgers are my favorite food, and then I'm going to explain why. I'm not just going to say, hamburgers are my favorite food because they taste good. I'm going to say, this is why I like hamburgers. Why is it my favorite? I love the way it tastes, and then I'm going to explain how it tastes to me. Okay? Why it's my favorite? The ingredients. What do I like on my hamburger? Why do I like it? Condiments, right. I'm going to talk about that stuff. And I'm going to say, I like it, and I like to put condiments. Some of the condiments I like to use are, and then I'm going to explain it. I'm not just going to say, I like salt, pepper, ketchup. It's boring. Writing about food might not be the most exciting thing. Use your sizzling vocabulary. Give us details. Why is it your favorite? Not just because I like it. You can't fill up 5 paragraphs with I like it. We need to know why. You need to explain it to us. CJ.
Like, I like to say I like ketchup because.
You can. Like, my favorite food is a hamburger, and as I'm going through, I'm telling you that I like to have ketchup on it. Why do I like to have ketchup on it? Do you like lasagna? Then you have all kinds of things to put in there. No, you're not going to fill all 5 paragraphs with ketchup. You want, what's your first paragraph going to have? This is expository, but you still have a structure. Jamie.
Like you could say my favorite food is blah blah blah, and then on the second one you could tell why. And
okay, but what is our first paragraph called? Never changes. It's always, whether it's expository, narrative. Hey, Ashley.
Introduction.
It's your introduction. 2 to 3 sentences, right? What's in the middle? What do we call that? Our 2 to 3 paragraphs in the middle. Delana.
Body.
Our body. And then what do we end with? We haven't gone over this, but you still have to end it. We'll work on that another time. Gavin. Conclusion. So, if we have an introduction and the body right here, and then a conclusion, we've got a big hamburger of a paper. The buns are your introduction and conclusion, and the meat and the condiments is your body. What are we doing again with an expository? Are we telling a story?
No.
What? Go ahead.
You just explain.
You're explaining. What else do you need? Sizzling vocabulary. Ramsey. Absolutely punctuation. Rachel. Grammar. Cameron, what else?
I forgot what it's called. Word.
Come back to you. Jamie.
Okay,
Spelling and capitalization. You got it now?
punctuation.
We got punctuation. Grace. Are we missing anything? We have sizzling vocabulary, grammar, punctuation, spelling, capitalization, details, support. Think about, okay, we'll come back to you. Oh, Natalie's arm's got a twitch going on. Go ahead.
In the introductions, you need a grabber.
Oh, even though you're explaining, we have to read it, so try to grab us. Victor.
But about the topic, what if our mom says, like, chocolate isn't a food, get some real food?
For this, chocolate's a food. Whatever you, if you eat it, now don't tell me my favorite food is a rubber tire, because that's not a food. If it's something you actually eat, even if your mom says chocolate's not a real food, for our purposes, if you like chocolate and that's your favorite food to eat, even if she doesn't want you eating it, you can write about it, okay? Grace.
You have to stay on topic.
Absolutely have to stay on topic. If your favorite food is hamburgers, don't wind up with 5 paragraphs full of ketchup, because now you're totally off topic,
Now you
right?
have to go back and change hamburgers to ketchup.
Well, you have to change everything because you're describing ketchup. You're explaining ketchup now and not a hamburger. If that's actually your favorite thing to eat, then you can write about it.
Ew.
Ketchup's not a meal, but yeah, it's a food. You eat it. Landon. Onomatopoeias. Yes. Similes, I heard someone say. What? Yeah, you can put all those things in. Just because you're explaining doesn't mean you can't put those things in. You still want them in there. There's all kinds of things you can say about how something tastes. Okay? Last thing, Gabriel.
Descriptive writing
Say it again.
is
Descriptive writing? Yeah, and that'll fall under your sizzling vocabulary. Okay, do we have any questions? Ramsey.
Can you put harmfuls?
If it works. Make sure it makes sense. Have an organization too. Even though you're explaining, you still want to have your stuff organized. Okay? CJ?
I need another sheet to write plan.
Absolutely. If you need another sheet to plan, go ahead. Now remember, when you're going to take your FCAT writes, front and back. 1 page, front and back. Keep that in mind when you're writing this now. If you write big, start writing smaller. Because if you don't get your whole story in, even if it's the best story in the world, it's not going to score well because they're not going to have the whole thing. So, make your handwriting fit. Make sure you can fit your whole story on. You want 5 paragraphs, 4 to 5 paragraphs. Introduction, body, which is going to be 2 to 3 paragraphs, and your conclusion. Just like an introduction is, Andy, just like an introduction is grabbing us, right? A conclusion is going to be 2 or 3 sentences, and it's going to wrap the whole thing up, okay? It's going to wrap up everything you wrote. Descriptive writing, yes, we got that. Okay, any more questions? CJ?
There's, like, how many paragraphs do you want to have?
How many, Cameron?
About 5.
4 or 5. Introduction, your body, which is going to be 2 or 3, and your conclusion. Okay? We ready?
Yes. No, wait, sir.
Yes.
Are we timed?
Just keep writing and I'll let you know. Don't worry about time, just write. Anything else?
You know what always helps me? The XPO and expository, it helps me, like, re-explain. They say, you know how it's
Yes. If that helps you, that's great. That's actually a nice little tool to think about. They both start with EXP. Expository means explain. Good. Yes?
If you don't know how to spell something, can you look up there and get a dictionary?
You can look up there and get a dictionary. Right now, I'm more concerned with you writing this. We'll go back and deal with spelling. So if you can see it out, you can use it, but don't be getting up to get the dictionary right now. I just want to get this, want you guys to get writing. We'll worry about spelling and checking that stuff later on. This is just your draft.
What happens if you like all foods?
Pick one. Even if it's just your favorite for today, just pick one. All right. Go ahead, guys.